We're starting the news at 4 with a clearer picture of Maryland's political future. Several races were decided last night, but there are still some key contests we're watching for tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Anna Yu. First, let's start with what we know at this hour, and that's Governor Wes Moore is projected to face former state delegate Dan Cox in a rematch for the governor's mansion. Governor Moore defeated Cox for the same office back in 2022. Meantime, April McLean Delaney is projected to win an expensive primary to represent Maryland's 6th district in Congress, while Adrian Boafo emerged from a crowded field of Democrats to succeed retiring Congressman Steny Hoyer in the 5th district. The Associated Press declared County Executive Aisha Braveboy as the overwhelming favorite to hold on to her seat, and we're going to hear more from her in just about 3 minutes from now. Meantime, we're still tracking the results from last night's Maryland primary, one of the biggest races that we tracked. Montgomery County Executive. On the Republican side, the race is called for Esther Wells, winning the Republican nomination with 60% of the vote. The Democratic race is still waiting for the ballots to be counted. The margins were razor thin most of last night, but one candidate is taking the lead. For much more on this, let's head to our Matt Gregory, following this very closely. Okay, so Matt, where does the race stand?
We got the big board here to bring you up to speed. The top 3 finishers in the Democratic primary are all council members, right? We have Will Jawando, who has roughly a 6,000 vote lead over Andrew Friedson. Now, the race has not been called yet, but I reached out to both campaigns to talk about the next moves, what they're seeing. Both declined to comment, but last night's speeches gave us an idea of how they're feeling about their primary chances.
We still have votes to count. There's still early vote or mail-in ballots out there. And we're going to make sure every vote gets counted, because that's what we do in Montgomery County. We make sure every vote gets counted. But no matter what the outcome, and as I said, we're feeling really good. It's not going to change what you all did over the last year.
Whoever the next county executive is going to be, whether it's us or whether it's somebody else, they are not going to be able to focus on anything else besides on the affordability for residents, besides on the competitiveness.
Now, we don't know yet who the winner is, but there's still mail-in votes to count, and that actually starts again tomorrow. And outgoing County Executive Mark Elrich explained today why that could take a while.
You have to count ballots up to 10 days after Election Day. So they will be looking at the ballots that come in over the next 10 days. And if they were postmarked by Election Day, then they get counted.
Matt, I want to ask you, you had your eye on an expensive race for one of Montgomery County's congressional seats. April McLean Delaney defeated David Trone, but how much money was actually spent?
Now, Annie, a real quick look at the most expensive race in America congressionally. $33 million raised between the two. April McLean Delaney, she raised roughly $7.4 million of her own dollars out of her own pocket. And based on her voters and what she got, that cost her about $407 per vote. But David Trone, he contributed the lion's share, $25 million of his own money. In the end, he spent roughly $1,600 per vote in a losing effort for the Democratic nomination.
Wow, pretty eye-opening. All right, Matt, thank you. Let's take you to Prince George's County. County Executive Aisha Braveboy is well on her way to keeping her seat. She's leading the primary with nearly 70% of the vote. Today, we asked her about Maryland's budget deficit and the financial challenges that could follow. She says her focus is on attracting new businesses and also growing the county's economy.
I know the elected leadership, we're united behind growing our commercial tax base. That is my singular focus because, you know, for far too long, we've relied too heavily on our residents to pay for everything. And it's important for us to diversify our tax base. And I think the residents are seeing that, and we're working together to deliver.
Of course, we are continuing to keep track of all of the results as they continue to come in. You can check our website, WUSA9.com, for the latest. Meantime, you can also text the word results to the number on your screen there. It's 202-895-5599, and we'll send you back a direct link.